Hi everyone, it's Matt from Coastal Mountains Land Trust again, and we are at Mainstream Preserve this time to bring you another trail tour. This is a gorgeous one in Stockton Springs at the end of Sawyer Road. It's a real pretty preserve. It's one of my personal favorites, and we're going to do our best to bring you some great shots of plants, animals, and all kinds of good stuff we can find out there. There's one particular animal in mind for which I am wearing my waders, and we'll see if you can figure out before he pops up. Alright, I'll see you guys out there. As you can see, we've got a lot of water here at Mainstream Preserve. It's a gorgeous trail, but do bring good boots to traipse through some of these muckier areas. Here we are just a little ways up the trail, and we've got our brand new information plaque and a kiosk that isn't new. Of course, the Wabanaki people lived here for thousands of years, and places like Mainstream are incredibly important for resources, travel, and then likewise, when the colonists moved in about 1800, I believe it was the Roberts family, they set up a huge mill on this here river. Now it's just a few feet down this new trail we carved out, so you can see the ruins yourselves. And I think there are 2 or 3 mill abutments right here. And as you can see, right over this stream, nice and gorgeous. And so we're standing on one right now. There's a wall right there, and there's another across the way and out there too, geez. Streams like Mainstream are really important to people for travel and commerce and making a living, but they're also incredibly important to animals, and well, I suppose plants as well. But particularly this one animal, who I'm very excited to show you guys. A lot of you may know him as a true agent of chaos, and see if you can take a guess as to what it is. Because I was out on this trail not a long time ago, and I assure you that it wasn't a marsh. Now, our little furry friend here seems to be hard at work, shoring up his defenses, and doing his best to make a nice little habitat for himself. And I do say that he has succeeded. Oh my gosh, check this out. Oh, that just sunk about 6 inches. But what do you think could have made that track? Perhaps a long, dragging tail of one very, very persistent mammal. And check it out. So, I guess this is a good part to talk about how important beavers are for ecosystems, because check the little frog down under there. God, there's so many of them. There's more over here too. This guy, right above the shadow of the camera. Beavers are what many call ecosystem engineers. And I know a number of scientists that have a problem with that term, but I think it's pretty accurate as to what they do. Beavers, of course, they make lodges, they build dams, and they stop rivers, which can be a huge pain for humans because we like developing things. And we like walking on a trail that isn't under 8 inches of water. But the truth of it is that they're creating habitat for so many other things. As you can see here, this is all pretty new construction, but way up the top of the Mainstream, I'll show you in a little bit once I get up there, he has a huge dam that I think he's been working on for years. But they'll work a place for a while, and then they'll abandon it. And that's their way of, not running out of resources and whatnot. And that might seem wasteful, but what beavers do is that by abandoning these structures, they slowly deteriorate over time, and those big lakes and ponds that they'll make like these, they start to drain. And then you get wetlands in about a million different stages. You're getting flooded areas, and then after a while, once the water starts to drain out, they become more like grasslands. And then eventually trees start growing, and you're getting all of these different kinds of wetlands that support so much biodiversity. And so yeah, they're a huge pain in the butt sometimes, because they'll turn our trails into literal swamps. But they're creating so much life. And God, that's just so cool, isn't it? So after that lovely flooded section, the trail gains a bit of altitude again, and the Mainstream Preserve presses on for about at least another mile or so. There's a nice loop trail at the top that I'll show you, and then I'll get to that beaver dam way up top. Whenever you find a little pile of pine cone shavings like this, it means it's where a squirrel had lunch, which is honestly kind of adorable if you ask me. Oh my god, something did not meet a very pleasant fate here. Oh, it looks like it might have been a porcupine. The hair's on it. There's a little more right here. Hold on, let me... Yeah, look at the way the bottom incisor curls up like that. That's really interesting. Maybe porcupine then, because that'd be useful for chewing bark off trees, I suppose. Poor thing. See, we're right there at the top of the loop. You are here. Great. And so we'll be heading back to the right here, which is also a gorgeous forest, but for now, we're pressing on to see that gorgeous beaver dam. Oh, do you hear that wind coming through the trees? This is a gorgeous area. Here we are at the end of the Mainstream Preserve Trail, and as you can see, there's this little waterway right here for the beaver to climb up. And there she is. It's an old one. You can see all the plants growing on top, but it doesn't seem like it's seen much use recently. It's gonna be hard to tell without being closer, and I'm pretty sure I'd be going for a swim if I tried to go down there. But certainly this path here doesn't seem too used by beaver at all. I was out here earlier in the summer, and it did seem like it had some pretty recent traffic on it. So I'm thinking that that beaver did indeed move downstream. I'll see if I can get closer to that dam. I found a little game trail that curved its way through all these bushes here. I don't know what they are. They're all very lightly spiked. But I'm certainly not the only thing here. And I just realized that I'm standing on the dam. It extends all the way over here into these bushes. And so we're a little closer now. There it is. Look at that. So I can't see a lodge. It's possible that it's really tucked in back there. And I've definitely seen older dams with like much longer logs placed in them. But this beaver must not have had to leave this marsh here much at all. And it seems like he flooded it right good. Look at all those dead trees back there. Anyway, that's it for the straight out trip of the preserve. I'll show you that last trail on the way down, and that'll be it. Here we are heading back on the eastern part of the loop trail. And just look at this gorgeous forest. Alright, wait for it, hold on. I don't have a good view yet. There it is. There's the gorgeous forest. Oh geez, check out this guy. That must have just snapped off. Right on the ground there. Wild. Here we are back at the intersection for the Mainstream Loop Trail. Now, it's just a straight hike back, right to the trailhead, although we do have to circumvent those beaver ponds, but check this out. Finding a lot of bones today. I'd say it's a femur bone. I don't know what it belongs to though. A deer maybe. This is big. Wow. You saw it here first, folks. Mainstream Preserve is chock full of wildlife. And so I would highly recommend this place for, God, look at all these frogs going. God, this is adorable. I cannot recommend this preserve highly enough. You're bound to see some really great stuff. And certainly some stuff you've never seen before if today's hike was any kind of showing. But I guess I'll wrap it here, or I'll talk for the rest of the night, most likely. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope to see you all next time.